you know about Buddhism?
Mm, yes.
Or how do you know about Buddhist philosophy?
How did I know about Buddhist philosophy? Okay,
Can you
so
uh, you write it?
no, I didn't write it, but I wrote your question.
Yes.
Mm, okay. So how did I know about Buddhism? That's the first question. Okay. Firstly, um, even before I had met several students coming from Vietnam wearing the, the orange uniform in our school, even before that, I had already known Buddhism, as Buddhism is a major world religion originated in India. I think I had seen several Buddhists in our elementary years because there were groups of Buddhists who visited our school when I was in elementary. And at that time, I came to know Siddhartha Gautama. But yes, those groups of people served some porridge to elementary students, and I could never forget the first time I saw them because I saw all of them bald. Like that time, I was very curious why they were bald, but I did not have the initiative to search who they were and what they were and what Buddhism was like. My curiosity about Buddhism just arose when I came to know you, and I came to know Yusa and other Buddhist monks and nuns in our school. So there are actually so many ways that people come to know about Buddhism, but I think in my case, I am just very, very fortunate, or shall I say, very lucky. Some people may have grown up in cultures with Buddhism, but in my case, I am totally clueless about what Buddhism is like. Then, then you have introduced me to Buddhism. So I should say, all the teachings about Buddhism that is instilled in my mind um, came from Dr. Pham Thi Len. Others may have encountered Buddhist teachings through books, articles, or websites, or through conversations with Buddhist practitioners, but in my case, I have just, I am just very lucky to have met you and several Buddhist monks in our school. So I think through conversations with Buddhist monks and nuns, and through the movie I have, the movie you have introduced to me, I came to know a little more about it.
Can you repeat the name of the movie?
The movie about Buddhism, it's the life of the Buddha.
Oh, yes. I think I
Yes.
forgot.
Okay. So Buddhism can involve studying, teachings, practices, exploring the history, engaging some conversation with practitioners around the world. But in my case, the only means, my only means in learning what Buddhism is like is through my conversation with you and other Buddhist monks. So. Um, 2 years ago, 3 years to be exact, maybe 3 years ago, our conversations about Buddhism were just very much passing. I mean, when I say passing, I heard about it, but it did not really stick in my mind very, very much. Like, it did not really affect me so much. I just accepted the idea. I listened to our conversations. I have accepted several teachings. I have come to know several concepts that were so impressive about Buddhism. But I should say not really, those really did not impact me so hard until such a time when I was awakened by the challenge that came into my life, that totally like a life-changing experience in my case. I was diagnosed with a serious illness, and at that time I was in panic. I was facing a big challenge in my life that I didn't actually know how to react. I was facing death. I thought, oh, this is already it. And I was, as I said, I was nervous. I was in panic, and there were several people I tried to contact. I tried to reach out because I wanted to share how my feeling was. But all of them came to me and replied to me, telling me to be positive and telling me that I would be fine. But when I told you about my suffering, your approach was different. You told me, teacher, listen to me, and you oriented me as to what the reality in life is. It's like the truth in life, and there I was awakened, and I thought, oh yeah, why would I be so worried about what is happening to me now? I think what is happening to me now is just a product of what I did in the past. And this, I should say, I have to understand that there is karma. The consequences of everything that I did in the past are now in my life. I am facing them now. So I have to accept this because this is what my karma is all about. But it does not mean that my karma cannot be changed. My karma could be an awakening that I should be doing something in order to pay for what I have done. So when I listened to you more and more, I listened to you a lot. I listened to your teachings. I listened to what you've shared. I read your thesis. I have seen the movie. All those things impacted me all suddenly. It's like, wow, there is something to learn about everything that you have been patiently sharing with me. The Buddhist philosophy emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things and the impermanence of all phenomena. So I think the my chance my chance to meet you, my situation, and your teachings all together are now interconnected and are now impacting my life severely. So at that moment in my life, I realized that what you have been telling me about is true. And what you are telling me about life is also the truth. So you once told me that, teacher, what in your lifestyle this time, because you are facing a serious illness, what you have to remember is to realize that death is not the end. Life is a cycle, and the truth is there is this impermanence of all phenomena. So I gain not fear, but I gain courage. Courage. It is courage that I gain, not the fear anymore. So when I realized that, oh, everything is impermanent and life is a cycle, then it's universal truth. Like there is no exempted to this. So instead of feeling afraid or feeling nervous, I gain more determination and courage to live by. So, in short, Buddhism is teaching me how to face the reality. Buddhism is the truth because it is showing me what is the truth. I And why do I have to worry about it? It is true, not only to me, but to all. So it's the nature of myself, the role of karma that is shaping my experiences. So I am enlightened. I have been enlightened. So suddenly, slowly, my suffering is teaching me how to live life according to the Buddhist philosophy. Then I just started uh, simple practices. You know, I wouldn't say I am perfectly practicing what Buddhists are practicing, but I am very honest when if I say I slowly, just slowly, step by step, practicing Buddhist philosophy. And if you ask me where I started, I I would like to tell you that I started being just being humble. Being humble means being more compassionate, being more understanding. When I was not suffering from all these serious illnesses I have, I was proud. I was not humble. I was not compassionate. I was not kind. But then I realized that all the karma I have now is because of that. So you taught me, oh, you need to be kind because by being kind, you are also likely getting good karma. Kindness is coming back to you also. So number one that I started doing was by being compassionate. Compassionate. This is the first thing I really learned. Compassion. This is the very, very first Buddhist teaching that I am so proud of. Like, this really changed my who I am. I was not kind in the past. I was not compassionate enough. But I think everyone, the people around me could really say I have changed a lot. So this is the very first thing that I have acknowledged and praying that good karma will come in my way. Because I would say this is where I started. I started to accept the natural phenomena and I started to be kind. Secondly, if it's compassion and being kind, secondly is life practices. I would say the word that's stick in my mind until now is asceticism, because you taught me that word, asceticism. Asceticism is a practice that, or a way of life that involves extreme self-denial and often withdrawing or stopping from material possessions and physical pleasures. So people who practice asceticism find inner peace or a closer relationship with So asceticism is a word that also stick in my mind. First is compassion, second one is asceticism. Before I liked competition. When other people were wearing nice dresses, I showed to them that I could also buy nice dresses. Other people are going to expensive restaurants. I also went to expensive restaurants. So the question is, then, did it satisfy you? Did it make you happy? There were many forms I did, many things I did, but the question is, did it make me feel enough? And the answer is no, because the more I want, the more I crave for more. So, in short, there is no wisdom telling me that inner peace is not through material possessions. Inner peace is when you feel like no matter what situations you are strong and you accept that everything that is happening to you is a product of how to meditate, spiritual discipline, cultivating your inner awareness. It's like growing with inner peace. So the word asceticism and the word compassion are two things that I am always putting in my mind. So now I would say my life is becoming more peaceful. I learn to listen. I learn to be humble. And when I meet people, I learn to be more understanding. Like if others are angry, I have to listen why they are angry instead of being angry too. So it brings a lot of peace in my mind. And thirdly, the next word is that is from Buddhism is the word wisdom. You know, wisdom in Buddhism, it's like you have the knowledge, but how do you use your knowledge? Wisdom is the components of the path to liberation from suffering. I mean, it's an aspect of Buddhism that is interconnected of all beings. Like the importance of compassion and kindness. Of course, I know the importance of compassion and kindness, but the recognition that you recognize when to be kind and when to be compassionate should be in harmonious with wisdom. So wisdom in Buddhism is seen as a force that helps you to overcome your ignorance and live in harmony with yourself and the people around you. So, this is a very important teaching. Mm. And next one is enlightenment, like the Buddha in nature. This is important to me. Why? Because you taught me everyone has Buddha in nature. So it means I have a positive view about people. I do not see people as bad. I see people as people. And everyone has Buddha in nature. So it means that everyone really can be Buddha, as what you taught me. My understanding may not be perfect, but I would say there is something that I really understand about everything you told me. So Buddha in nature. Mm. And wow, I have lots of things. I realize, wow, so many things already. Am I talking about Buddhism now? I'm so proud of myself. My God, I'm so proud of myself now. I feel like I'm doing TED Talk and I'm spreading Buddhism. Oh, one of or another important teaching is the power of meditation. This is another important teaching. Maybe to others, because other people really do not know the power of transforming the mind and cultivating inner peace. But it is my ability now, I would say, it is my ability to develop greater understanding of my emotion. So I learned to observe my thoughts. My mind is very powerful. I learned to listen to my breathing. This really leads me to greater sense of emotional stability and strength and a more positive outlook on life. It reduces my stress, my anxiety, and not to mention it lowers my blood pressure. Yes. All of these things, I have learned so many things, but all of these things come from you. You know, when you send me Microsoft, your MS Word file containing the containing your thesis, the emptiness, all those teachings I have read from your thesis. I would say I'm proud of myself because I've learned a little of those. Although there are so many of them, I would say I have just learned several of those. May not be like 70%. No, I would say mm, 30 to 40%. But look at me. I am speaking as if I am speaking as if I have a deeper sense of understanding of what Buddhism is. Therefore, I conclude that mm, um, mm, this is an enlightenment in my part, and I am just very lucky I have met you. I think our meeting is very timely. I met you during the time that I was I was in the middle of too much suffering, and I came to understand what life is. So I'm really grateful and thankful for the opportunities. I don't know what this is called, but I don't know why I have met you during this in the middle of my suffering. I don't know what this is called, but all I know is I am just very lucky. So Dr. Len, did I pass presentation? I didn't pass? Oh my God, I did my best. No copy. I am just speaking what I have thought. Oh.
So interesting. That maybe it's interesting story.
Hmm. I'm,
Very good
I'm sweating.
student.
I'm sweating a lot. I am a very good student.
Yeah, very.
Hey, Dr. Len, do you remember those words I mentioned? Asceticism,
Can you
yeah.
write?
Do you know that I will never ever forget this word? Asceticism.
Ask it to
And
James.
yes, asceticism. And did you know also that almost every day I teach the people around me this word, asceticism, ascetic. Yes, I think I am a very good student. Maybe to you, I just more of a listener to you, but I am, to be honest with you, I try to understand little by little everything that you say. But I really cannot fathom everything you know. I cannot really understand everything you say. But little by little, I try to understand everything that you share. Mm. So,
Teacher,
asceticism,
the expectation and exercises now and adjective
asceticism is a noun.
about the this what do you mean? In my case, it means we that the life we use less user.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
it is the avoidance or avoiding all forms of too much practices,
yes,
like
yes,
indulgence. That's asceticism. It's a lifestyle. Mm.
yes, yes, yes. We uh, we need to avoid the two sides,
Mm.
aesthetics and pleasure. Pleasure.
Pleasure.
Yes,
Yes.
need to live in the middle one.
Mm. Oh, yes. The middle path. I forgot that. Ascetic. Ascetic is an adjective.
Yes, as it is.
Asceticism is the practice, so it's a noun.
So means this work will teach you to avoid the way to the how to say it's selfish or use very little and avoid the way to use too much pleasure. So when we live in the middle path, we will know how to use it enough for you. Yeah, enough for you. No need to use too much. No need to use. Yes. So you handle your mind, handle your way.
Yes.
Yes, this is the meaning of this word that the Buddha told us. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I forgot that. To live in the middle way, middle path.
Yes, maybe sometimes you cannot. Maybe step by step, I will ask another question.
I'm so scared now.
So the second question.